Last episode I went adventuring with Stam, realised I shouldn't be allowed to ride a horse, and built a campervan as my temporary base. Since then I've spent a whole lot of time in Stam's XP farm to finally get myself a nice set of tools and a chest plate, but I ran out of diamonds so I couldn't actually do the rest sadly. I then came back to the surface, sorted out my storage to move into my campervan, and spent way too long trying to pacify this pillager, who's still going but Stam's on it now. It's not that we need him, but he did wander into our camp and it's always nice to have new friends, right? But we'll see how Stam gets on and we'll deal with that later. Today, I have plans. Well, one plan really. To make a proper storage system. I mean, this is all well and good for now. As I say, you know, we've got our stuff sorted out, but it's all very manual and we're fairly full up on a lot of things already. We actually have a lot more stuff than I originally realized. But also with the new version of Create, we have much better storage options and I want to utilize them. So what I need is a brand new building that can act primarily as storage, but also maybe a small powered workshop too, if I can actually fit something in. And what better location for such a thing than this hill directly next to my van? I mean, it looks a little bit rough around the edges and lumpy on top, but I think we can make this work. So let's crack on with some terraforming and see if we can make this look just a little bit better. Good news, I've made some progress with the terraforming up here. We've got a lovely platform to build on, and I've started on the cliff face over here. But to get this wall here finished, I need to go get some more things. I need moss, I need some more tuff and other bits and bobs, especially andesites. And when it comes to building materials for the actual proper starter base as well, once again, I need to go collect some things. I've got an idea of a pallet, and being Create, yes, I want to use brick, which means I need to go dig up some clay, but I also need mud, terracotta, brown mushrooms, and all sorts. And in other good news, the pillager has been pacified. Stan was standing here for absolutely ages. I think he got through about another 5 shields, and then when I came past, he fired a couple of shots, and now he's friendly. Look at him, he's even winking at me. Aww. Don't worry about it, Frank. Oh, I guess he's called Frank. Right, anyway, let's grab my backpack and go collect lots of stuff and things. Well, you've got to love an 80s resource gathering montage, but it's a few hours later and I think I've got everything I need, at least for now. So I've got all the stuff to get this cliff down here finished, which we'll do in just a moment, but I've also been gathering lots of stuff that we're going to need for our building up here, at least things I think we're going to need. And then once we've got that up, we'll cram some storage in it, but first, let's get this wall here sorted. It should only take a moment, and that should just about do it. I think that's looking a whole lot better up there. We will sort out all the path around the front here eventually as well, make all this look nice, tie everything in a little bit better, but for now, I want to make a start on the building up here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is get down a foundation of some kind over here, and we're going to do that using tuff, and we actually have access to variants that I've not had before, because this is, of course, Minecraft 1.21, and there's been a whole lot of stuff added since the version I was playing on before. These lovely tuff blocks being one of them. And I think a square platform about this size would do to give us something to start with. We can always expand it if we need to, or shrink it, of course. And then we're going to use a bunch of tuff varieties on the actual floor itself to make it look good. That should just about do it. Now to work out some buildings. So we're going to start with a red brick building up here, and then we'll have an offset building behind it. And we'll just mark this out in the light grey terracotta for now, but we might actually change that. Depends if I can find anything to texture it with, really, I guess. Now, if we were to cut in a door, maybe there. And we'll have windows maybe there like that. So door and a window there. And then on this side, I think I might have this as a bit more of a solid wall. Then we can just stick loads of stuff to it. But it's probably still going to want a door. So let's just chuck one in there. Now, size-wise for the downstairs, I think that should just about do it. And we've got plenty of space on the outside. I want to have some overhanging balconies and things like that on the top here. And, oh, I missed a few bits here. Let's just quickly build up the rest of this. That's better. Now, as I was saying, I do want to have this kind of style-wise. I want it to be a little bit janky. So imagine it was just one building and then they built another bit on the side and then they decided to expand upstairs. But each time they're kind of switching out the resources they're using. They're sticking bits onto it and so on. And then if we combine that with maybe like a windmill or something just stuck on the side, I think we can have a lot of fun with this. It's going to be a little bit steampunky, a little bit janky. So we're going to call it Jank Punk. As we all know, you've got to have punk in the title. Right, so upstairs. Although before I do the upstairs, maybe I should actually get the floor and some stairs in. Gonna make my life a little bit easier. But for now, we're gonna keep things simple and just use spruce. So maybe let's try some stairs here. There we go, basic spruce floor. And I've just put an acacia sort of edge on that building there as well, which we may well swap out and remove. It's pretty bright at the moment, but I did want to have some differentiation between the floors there. So we'll just leave that how it is for now and get to work on the upper floors. And I think I want to use mangrove. That should sit quite nicely color-wise. And I'm going to have this top floor here overhang by a little bit as well. Maybe just 3 blocks. That's the mangrove bit in, but I think I want to have something sticking out the front here. Sure, it's got a technical name, but I don't know what that is. So let's just put down some temporary blocks. Something else I'm going to do. I'm going to make this door a little bit wider. Move the window over a tiny bit. And then we can do that 5 wide and it sits centrally above the doorway. And we're going to use oak, I think, for this wall. Then we can extend that floor out to there. Get rid of these blocks. That's going to need a bit of support, though. Let's add a couple of chutes. Some metal girders. And then we're going to stick millstones at the bottom there because it adds a nice little bit of detail. But I think maybe we need another lip here. Girders on the back. All right, yeah, that kind of works. We'll stick with that for now. Now, next up, I want to put in some kind of a tower. We're going to use mud for this for now. Don't want it going all the way to the edge, though. So let's just build this up. Something like that, maybe. Oh, yes, this is looking nice and janky. I approve. Now, next up, let's stick maybe a little granite-y type building on the edge here. And that one little bit seems to add a whole lot more jank to this. I like it. Ah! Get out of here. I should probably get some torches down. I think something else I want to do here is maybe stick like a tank on the side. Not a giant one though. Maybe just something that sort of size. Would die to full damage if I carry on like this. And then we'll have a platform just kind of sticking out the side here, I think. But as a general shape, that's going to be very difficult to work with on the inside. But it looks nice, so that's what matters. We don't care about functionality over here until it's too late. But I reckon once we get some variation in these blocks, we get some details on, we get our balconies in, and sort out whatever's going on at the back here, I think that's going to look pretty good. But it's going to take me quite a while to get all the details on this build, so I'm just going to crack on and get it done, I think. And it looks like Frank's buddies have turned up. We'll just look this way and pretend they're not there. Well, it's certainly not finished, but it's looking a lot better. We've got the roofs on, we've got some texturing in, we've even got a chimney now, and I've sorted out the balcony on that side as well as adding a few pipes and things like that. Although those blocks shouldn't be there. That's just a remnant of my scaffolding. There we go. But yes, we do still have a lot of detail I want to put on this. I want to put lots of clutter on the outside. I want to maybe get a big sign on the front of it, and I need to sort out the landscape around it, but we're not going to do that right now. But now what I want to do is make some storage. Proper storage this time, because as I say, those boxes down there are full. And what I picture is having it so when you come in here, you get greeted by a clerk, and then you can order what you want, and then it all gets dropped off and so on. But the question is, where are we actually going to store stuff? I mean, we could store it over here, but there's not really a lot of space. And that might actually be better served as a workshop of some kind. But up here, there's definitely more space. So we can probably get a vault up here, maybe a couple at the back there. Okay, yeah, I think we can make this work. But in order to make this storage system, I'm once again going to need a whole bunch of stuff, primarily vaults. But we're also going to need frogports, we're going to need stock links, we're going to need stock tickers, and we're going to need a whole bunch of chains. I guess it's time for me to get back to grinding away again until I get what I need. So I've got a lot of what I need, but I am going to need more iron. I've absolutely drained my supplies here, and I'm about to turn all of this into vaults and things like that. So I've only really got one choice here, and I'm not looking forward to it. So we need to make an IOU for Sam, and we'll put a little be nice message as well. Sam.
Oh. Hi, Beardy.
Hello.
Hello.
I have something for you. I'm not very happy about it.
Okay.
But I need something. I need something from you, and look, just take it, okay? I'm not happy about it. That's going to come back and bite me. Right, so we can help ourselves to some iron now. So we're going to take a few stacks while we're here. That should just about do it. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Making vaults and flattening things. Let's go use the automatic press. It's a bit quicker than mine. And won't cost me as much food. Well, that's what I get for going to make tea and leaving myself standing out in the open at night. Well, we're getting there. I've got a whole bunch of vaults. I've got some stock links. I've got the packaged frogports. I do still need to get myself a stock ticker, but that should be easy enough. But I also need to make myself a few packages. And for this, I need cardboard, which means I need these bits of cardboard, and I get them from smashing pulp, which basically means I need lots of saplings or bamboo or sugarcane. So my plan is to go steal the sugarcane that's up there. Because although I've got some saplings, I don't really have enough to make as much cardboard as I need. So I only got 48 from that. I'm going to need a whole lot more. So I think what we're going to do is just head down to the coast and plant loads. Because it takes 4 saplings or sugarcane to make 1 cardboard pulp. And then it takes 4 of those to make 1 cardboard block. And we're going to need a whole bunch. So let's get all this down. And in the meantime, I'll go and pulp what I do have, which is at least enough to get me started. Means I need to sneak in here past Stam again. I'm sure he won't see me. Forgot my saplings. So I can't get rid of all my saplings, but I can at least use some. And if I put them in there, that should make pulp. I just need to keep adding more water. I'll tell you what, my maths is really bad. This might actually be enough after all. Nope, that's only going to give me 3 packages. Definitely not enough. Aha, another pillager. Come over here, buddy. Let's put him down there. Let's move our horse out the way. And I guess while we wait for the sugarcane to grow, I can start pacifying another pillager.
Are you having a nice time there, bud?
I'm having a wonderful time, you?
Yeah. I was wondering if you would like to come have a look at my starter house and now see what you think now that it's finished, rather than, when you came across before with your horse on your head and you said, oh, that looks nice, in a playful and quite nasty sounding way.
What? No, it did actually look nice.
Uh-huh. What do you think? Oh, there's someone at your door.
There is someone at my door. Really, really bad timing, isn't it? Right, I'll be back in a sec.
While Mr. Beardstone went to answer his door, I got up to some shenanigans. I'm going to put him, where am I going to put Mr. Beardstone? I don't know where to put him. Behind the house. That'll confuse him. Huh. He'll never know.
What am I doing out here?
I don't know. How did you get there all of a sudden? That's weird, isn't it?
It's almost like you picked me up and moved me or something, Foxy.
No, I wouldn't do that. It was, invasion of personal space and all that. Behold!
It is beautiful, Foxy.
It's all right, isn't it? For a dirt house, it's quite nice.
Yeah, could use some dirt variants, spruce to complement, and this weathered glass, which is probably my favourite thing in the world. I love this glass.
Yeah, I like that glass. It's very nice glass.
Very good.
Yeah, yeah. It's got a nice tree on top and some bees.
Yes. Yeah, I came over to see your bees.
Don't kill my bees.
I didn't kill your bees. I put a campfire down and stole their wax.
Ah, right. Okay, fair enough. I have had an accident with a bee already. Not one of these bees. These are new bees. But yeah, my first bee. I don't want to talk about my first bee.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Get a bit angry, did he?
He got really upset, Mr. Beardstone, and I can't fathom out why. Anyway, inside my humble abode, as you'll see, it's very spacious.
Nice. Diamonds in the floor. Look at you, rich boy.
Yeah. I haven't got any in my pocket, but I've got plenty in the floor.
Oh, these are the rare ones as well. These are hard to find.
Exactly.
Yeah, show off. Yeah, like it.
Yeah, I've got things that are useful for stuff, and the best bit, although it's not quite finished yet, but in here, Mr. Beardstone. No, it's not a toilet. It's going to be an elevator to a whole new world underground of things that it might be useful and stuff.
Nice. So, just a small dirt house on top that looks beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
Non-sarcastic.
Thank you.
But then downstairs, party in the basement. Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched, Foxy? You're basically surrounded.
Yeah, I've got a plan for that. And I think that's a good time to end my video.
Are you going to tell me now? I can beep it out.
Well, the thing is, no.
There we go. We have another friendly pillager now, and we've got lots of sugarcane as well, so I can make the rest of the cardboard and get the packages we need. And there we go. We've converted all our pulp into cardboard, thanks to Stam's brand new shiny fast smasher. Then I can turn these into cardboard blocks. And now I should be able to make, there we go, a whole bunch of packages. Now the last thing we're going to need is a whole bunch of chain conveyors, and for that we need andesite casing and large cogs. There we go, just get a bunch of those. Now we just need to make ourselves a stock ticker, and that should be everything we need to set up a basic system. So first up, we're going to set up our receiver. So we've got a packager here that's looking at this box, and we know we're going to be storing everything upstairs. So let's put some chutes in. So that's where we're going to feed the packages down. They'll get unpacked, and then we'll collect our stuff from here. So let's put in a little desk, and we'll link it up properly later, but we are going to need a stock link, so let's get that in. And we're also going to need a drop-off area. So if we have this barrel as the drop-off, we'll work out how we're actually going to get stuff upstairs later, but we'll be able to drop things in here, it will get packaged up in this, and then it will go on its way. Although, I do need to power that one. Let's just sneak some power in down there. So crafting bench in here, because they're always handy. And then I'm just going to block up the rest of that, I think. Okay, so we've got a drop-off and a collection point. What we need to do before we go any further, though, is actually work out where we're going to be putting this storage. So we could get a 2x2 vault in here, and we can probably sneak a packager in there, stock link on the front, and a frog on top. We'll link him up later. Just want to work out where things are going to go for now. Okay, so that means we're going to want some steps there so we can get up onto this area. And then I reckon we can get maybe a couple more vaults in here. Probably block that up as well. And then we'll put packages on top of those. And some frogs. And we want more stock links. So we're going to link all of these together. So that should, yep, see the green light on the bottom of the packager there? That shows that it is all linked. So all of these inventories are now going to report to the same place, which will be this stock ticker here. So if I pick that up, once again, link it and put it there, that is all tuned together now. The thing we need to get all this system kind of working is going to be a clerk. So let's come down here. Frank, your time has come. The day you've been waiting for. Oh, look at him. He looks so tiny. And he's shaking with excitement as well. Right, there you go. And, oh no, can I not use him as a clerk? Oh no. Oh, that was my whole plan. Oh, now I'm just sad. Stam! 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 I've got terrible news.
Hi. Oh no.
Terrible, awful, horrific, disturbing news.
What did you blow up? Did Frank die?
No, but it is about Frank.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, if you, I've just put him in the seat to become my storage clerk.
Can he not be a storage clerk?
No. What do I do now? That was my whole plan.
Well, can you not have any hostile mobs?
No. I didn't know you couldn't have zombies, because that had happened before. But, I didn't know that you couldn't use pillagers, and now I'm just really sad. So now Frank's just sitting in there. I think Frank's going to have to be the assistant. I'm going to have to put a seat next to it and make Frank the assistant.
Yeah.
And then have someone else there. But that's just made me really sad.
Oh, can't believe that.
So if Frank can't actually be our clerk, that means I'm going to have to go get something else. What do we... Ooh, there's a llama over there. I wonder if I can use a llama. Stab. I'm going to try a llama.
Try the Wandering Trader.
The Wandering Trader will probably despawn, right?
Maybe or maybe not.
There's only one way to know. And if this doesn't work, we'll try the llama. Oh my days, it works. I've got to tell Stab. I've got to tell Stab everything. Stab. Stab, it works. It works.
Woo! Hopefully it doesn't despawn.
I really hope he doesn't despawn. But he is my temporary trader. I'm going to take a llama just in case.
Just in case, yep.
Yep. So we'll leave the llama over there for now. But hopefully the Wandering Trader will actually stay. Now, there is a bit of a graphical problem here where the hats aren't sitting on the heads properly, but that's because of the mob animation package that we've got on. But I'd much rather have my slow-mo horses and all the really fun stuff than have hats that line up properly. It's a small price to pay. But now, in theory, there should be a semi-working storage system. So if I just put that there, and I say put in that cobblestone, when we go chat to our little stock guy down here, yep, look at that, we can now see our cobblestone. We can't get it out at all at the moment because we haven't set up everything else, but this is good. Progress. Sorry, Frank, you've been relegated. You can just carry on hanging out by the fire, Frank. I got him all excited about a new job and then instantly fired him. Oh, well. So I think I have a plan on how I'm going to link everything together. I'm just waiting for that to cook. And we're going to want a couple of andesite funnels. And what I've done up here is I've put a chain drive in the ceiling. It doesn't have power yet, but it will do shortly. And I've connected each frog port to a point on the chain and named them Vault with a wildcard star at the end, just so Vault followed by anything will go into these bits here. Still looks messy up here, but we'll tidy it up later. And I'm just sorting out how we're going to get things into storage. And for that, I have got some chutes down here. And if we were to put a barrel and then a frog port there, any packages that go into the barrel will now get sent onto the chain. And to get the packages up there, we've got a little hole in the back of the wall here. So this is the drop-off point on the inside, which we've also added a sign on the side of it with the word Vault. So basically anything that goes into the barrel at the front there will get automatically packaged, given the address Vault, and come out this way. So here we're going to have 2 item drains. We're going to have a funnel there and a funnel there. Everything's going to go into the chute, and then it's going to go up there into the barrel that frog was sitting on. Then it will go onto the chain drive, and then one of the 3 frogs that are called Vault will pick it up and store it for us. But in order to make things go up this chute, I'm going to need to add a fan and some power. Now, the fan should be easy enough. There we go. So if we just do that, that's the fan in. And we just need to give this power, and ideally, I do want to speed it up a little bit as well. So that's the fan going. The question is it blowing the right way? No, it's not. That's an easy fix. We can just move the water here, if I can get it in the right place. There we go. So that should load everything into storage now. We just need to work out how we're going to get things back down here. So if we get a frog on a barrel up here, and we're going to call this one Bert, then anything he grabs off of the belt should go into the barrel, then down the chutes, into this packager, and then into this chest. So the last thing we need to do to get all this working is actually get power to this chain here. And for that, I think we're going to utilize that windmill idea from earlier. Because if we go out the back here, we've got a great big wall, and I think a windmill's going to sit nicely up there. Let's see what we can rustle up. So, windmill. How are we going to do this? Guess we should start with a windmill bearing. And something just like that should do nicely. I've basically just used white wool, grey wool, and a few of the sort of windmill bearing type bits. Windmill sails even, that's the one. The windmill bearing is the bit at the back here. But that works quite nicely and should provide more than enough power for our chain drive. Just need to get it linked up, which means I'm going to need gearboxes and ideally a rotational speed controller, which means I might need to go down there again and make use of Stam's little workshop. Let's just turn everything on. Get that done, and we need to make ourselves a precision mechanism, which means we need to small cog, big cog, iron. I think that's the way it is. So we just need to do this a bunch of times until we get one, and there we go. And then if we put that with a brass casing, we'll get our speed controller. Now, let me think about this. If we put a gearbox here and make it vertical, put that there, speed controller there, and a gearbox there, we should... Yeah, look at that. Get it going up to full speed. Excellent. So that means our system should be fully working now. Ah, no. I guess he did despawn after all. Well, that's a shame. Just as well we got a lot... The llama's gone and there's a new dude. I don't think I want to pacify that guy. I've got other things to be doing. So I guess we do need to decide who we want as a shop clerk. But for now, the blaze burner would do fine. So in theory, if I request something from there and address it to Bert's, that should bring our order in. Yep, just went through. And look at that. Okay, excellent. And if we put stuff in here, that should get packaged up. And then that should go upstairs here. It might be a little bit slow because the fan's not exactly at full speed. But eventually, yep, there we go. Okay, that is maybe a little bit too slow. So we could do with getting some proper power in over here. But we can now see our stuff in there. Excellent. So if I now put an item hatch on there and then chuck everything I own into this, that should all be getting packaged up and slowly getting sent off. And then up here into storage. Excellent stuff. I just need to make it look a whole lot better up here now. But I do love these frogs and it's awesome to see them working. Short while later, and I think we're actually done with the exterior, at least for now. I've added lots of clutter around the front of the building, extended the balcony at the back, added some fans and air vents and things like that around the front, and I've even added a sign to show that it's my storage area. And overall, I'm fairly pleased with the progress we've made today. We've actually got a building up, we've got some storage going on, and we've got plenty of space downstairs to get an automated workshop going. But I think we're going to have to save that for the next episode, because sadly, that's all we've got time for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.